Picture this. You're standing on the deck of the largest cruise ship ever built, watching the ocean stretch to the horizon, when a golden retriever comes bounding around the corner, tail wagging, completely unbothered by the fact that she's at sea. She stops, sits, offers you a paw, and then trots off toward the bridge, because she has a meeting with the captain. This isn't a fantasy. It's a real job title on 3 different Royal Caribbean ships, Chief Dog Officer. And today, we're meeting all 3 of the golden retrievers who hold it. The story starts with Royal Caribbean's own president and CEO, Michael Bailey. While his team was designing Icon of the Seas, a ship so massive it would carry over 7,600 guests, Bailey floated an idea that had nothing to do with water slides or restaurants. What if there was a dog on board? Not a mascot for photo ops, but a real, living, full-time crew member. To do it properly, Royal Caribbean partnered with the American Humane Society from the very beginning, shaping the choice of breed, the training program, and even the design of the dog's living quarters. This wasn't a marketing stunt, it was built into the ship itself. And it worked so well that it didn't stay a one-time experiment. It became a tradition, with a new chief dog officer joining every new Icon-class ship as it launches. Rover was the very first. She joined Icon of the Seas at just 6 months old, but her training started earlier than that, aboard Freedom of the Seas, where she learned to find her sea legs, stay calm through rocking decks, and get comfortable around crowds and noise. Her prep even included visits to big box stores and sports bars during game nights, just to toughen her up for the chaos of a 7,600 guest ship. Once Icon set sail, Rover became something no cruise line had ever offered before. A permanent 4-legged crew member with her own suite, complete with multiple beds and a specially designed crate, and her own dedicated handler, officially titled Rover's Chief of Staff, who trains her, feeds her, and manages her day. Her routine includes wandering through Central Park, the ship's actual park, not the one in New York, greeting guests, visiting the bridge, where the captain is reportedly one of her biggest fans, and playing fetch on the helipad. She's become a genuine celebrity too, with an Instagram following of more than 50,000 people tracking her adventures at sea. When Star of the Seas, the second Icon-class ship, prepared for launch in 2025, Royal Caribbean didn't hesitate to continue the tradition. Enter Sailor, a golden retriever who joined the crew at the same tender age of 6 months to become the line's second chief dog officer. Sailor even got a head start most puppies don't. Some of her early training came directly from her big sister Rover. Described by her handler as friendly, playful, and endlessly curious, Sailor settled into life at sea with a sweet, easygoing nature that guests adored almost instantly. Her days include wandering the ship between cruises during turnaround days in Port Canaveral, weekly grooming sessions to keep her golden coat looking its best, and of course, plenty of spontaneous meet and greets with guests and crew who stumble upon her around the ship. The tradition kept growing. In early 2026, Royal Caribbean shared its most adorable breaking news yet. A new golden retriever puppy had been born, destined to become the 3rd chief dog officer, this time for Legend of the Seas, the newest ship in the Icon class. CEO Michael Bailey himself announced the puppy's arrival, joking that all they needed now was the perfect name for her. The puppy spent her earliest months training at Royal Caribbean's Miami headquarters before making her permanent move onto Legend of the Seas, which set sail on its maiden voyage from Rome in July 2026, cruising the Western Mediterranean for the summer. With her arrival, Sailor, once the baby of the group, was suddenly promoted to big sister status, joining Rover as one of the 2 seasoned veterans welcoming the newest member of this very fluffy fleet. Here's what makes this story special. None of these dogs are mascots trotted out for scheduled appearances. Royal Caribbean insists on that distinction. They're crew members, and their job is presence, not performance. There are no rigid meet and greet time slots. The magic is in the spontaneity of turning a corner and suddenly finding a golden retriever waiting to say hello. And the purpose runs deeper than cuteness. For crew members away from their own pets for months at a time, these dogs feel like home. For kids missing their own dog back on land, a few minutes with Rover, Sailor, or the newest puppy can become the highlight of an entire vacation. All 3 dogs even give back, taking part in onboard Make-A-Wish charity auctions where guests can bid for a private meet and greet to support the cause. In an industry built on scale, the biggest ships, the tallest slides, the most restaurants, Royal Caribbean found something no amount of engineering could replicate: connection. A dog doesn't care how many decks a ship has. She just wants to say hello, get a belly rub, and chase a ball across a helipad in the middle of the ocean. 3 ships, 3 golden retrievers, 1 very deliberate idea: to make the biggest ships in the world feel a little smaller, warmer, and a lot more like home.